So, next part of our discussion would be identifying critical price levels using moving average screeners. So, as you know, moving averages can also tell us about what price levels are important to break for a stock to continue to move upward or for a stock to have that selling point, that resistance zone. So we're gonna use our screening tool, the Investa Screener, so that we could identify how to look at critical structures or price levels in the stocks that we analyze in just a few clicks. Okay, so let's begin. Okay, so I'm just gonna set up our two main indicators to identify critical price levels in the market. So when you look at a stock or an asset, mainly what most traders use to define critical levels are the 100-day EMA, exponential moving average, or the 200-day EMA. So it doesn't really matter whether it's an EMA or SMA. It totally depends on your style. As discussed the last video, we tackled the difference as well. I told you about the differences. So now we're just going to set up our chart. Okay. So here we have two lines, right? So the first would be the 100-day EMA. So basically it's just the average closing prices of the stock or an asset for the last 100 day, and then it's average in an exponential manner where we put bigger weight on the more recent statistical samples, right? So what's the significance of this? Mainly if you look at stocks in major turning points, when they have these turnarounds above or below the 100-day EMA, trends can have major shifts, like here. You can see that. When Mega World went up above the 100-day EMA, we had that good rally. And then the 100-day EMA provides a strong support as well, right? And then when the stock finally closed below the 100-day EMA, excuse me, and we could see that, oh, the downtrend, the trend's starting to shift into a more negative one. So this is a very good warning sign on how to look out for potential where major trend shifts in the stocks that we look at. So it's the same thing with the 200 day. 200 day is almost a year. In 1 year, I think we have around 240 to 50 trading days, if I'm not mistaken. So the 200 day MA EMA equates to about a year, right? So nearly a year of trading. So from here, it gives you a good gauge of the long-term picture of the stock. So unlike the 100 day, since it gives you a longer statistical sample or time frame, then you can see here that the signals are quite smoother. So here the stock went up above that and then trend, and then now we're below that, so we're in a downtrend. We're still in a major downtrend considering that 200-day time frame. Now, so oftentimes what happens is that these major lines can act as a strong resistance or support in the stock. So you can see here it held up, and then at the same time here the stock wasn't able to sustain above this EMA line. So let's take a look at some more samples. Sample globe. This one is a more choppy stock since it's quite ranging rather than trending. So when the stock is ranging, you could see it impulsively go up and down of that moving average crossover, price crossover. But if the stock is trending, you can see here, as with the case of Jollibee, So if you were a long-term investor, ever since Jollibee went below 300 level, the 300 level, then it acted as a strong resistance and it wasn't able to get back. So now, how are we going to utilize this in our trading? So let's use the investor screener. So for example, we know that the 100-day EMA is a very strong resistance, but what if we could find a filter wherein just one click we could see which stocks are breaking out above this critical price level? So let's do a run. So what we're going to do is choose the EMA 100-day and then price crossed above the average here. So this allows us to find the stocks that just snapped above that 100-day EMA during that next trading day, during that same trading day that you're screening it. So let's take a run. So imagine that we get 10 results out of 200 plus stocks. So this instantly makes the screening process faster. So we see here that, okay, IMI had that initial snap here. So this is a critical resistance point, and then price breakout here. And then ACE-PH slowly creeping in on the box range. Then we have some volume building up here, and then slowly the price is breaking out, right? CPM, quite an illiquid stock, but yeah, there, price is gaining some strength. PAL, interesting. PAL is one of the stocks that are hit by the COVID because it's an airline, of course, but you can see here that, wow, it's slowly hovering near or above that 100-day EMA. Okay, so these are mainly the lists that came out, right? These are the stocks that hit that price crossover above that 100 EMA during the last trading day. But what about if we want to filter which stocks are just hovering above 100-day EMA? We can also use that as a trend filter. So example, just change the you just change the parameters. Price is above the average. There. So let's have a run at it, and then you're gonna see here that, oh, we have more stocks hovering above the 100-day EMA, so 36. So we can sort it by value or year to date. So MAH having that recovery. Fruit. Wait, where's the 100-day EMA? Weird. There seemed to be a bug here. We'll check on that later. EMP. Wow, this is a pretty solid sideways movement. So it's just this stock's just hovering above that 100-day EMA. So potentially you're gonna see setups here. So if this is our trend filter, then you're gonna see that this will be the universe of your stock selection. You're only gonna trade if this is part of your rules. If you just want to trade stocks that are above that 100-day time frame, then you're gonna be forced to find setups on these names using this filter. Okay, so in effect, what can happen is it lessens the stocks that can give you whipsaws, or it really forces you to trade only stocks that have the power to go above that long-term moving average, right? So the downside here would be you may be a bit late because 100-day is a big time frame, right? So meaning these are for more long-term players or long-term, medium-term to long-term traders where you're looking for that more powerful setups building rather than just the quick 20-day snapbacks that we've taught in the video prior to this. So SSP, from being a laggard, we see here quick price breakout to the 100-day. So there. That's how you can use the 100-day EMA filter with just a few clicks using Investagrams Screener, so that you can make your stock analysis, your day-to-day analysis easier. What we did here was, as you can see, if you time the whole video, we reviewed the whole market using this framework with just a few minutes or just a few clicks. So it really helps you save your time. Okay? So stay tuned for our next lesson. I'm gonna discuss to you how we use the stock screener or investor screener to find moving average crosses. Okay, so this is a pretty straightforward way to use moving average. Instead of just the price breaking above the EMA, here we can have crossover signals which can be a bit more laggy, but then it can give us that extra confirmation if you want to really tighten on your trading signals. Okay, so stay tuned for the next video.